Next question, metagenesis is, the options are alternation of generation, formation of metaphytes, segmentation of body, jointed appendages. What is actually this metagenesis? Just like how we have alternation of generation in plants, even animals exhibit alternation of generation, and here it is known as metagenesis. This metagenesis is very prominent in the phylum Coelenterates. Generally in organisms, we can see that there are two forms present, an asexual form and a sexual form. This may alternate with each other. So, when there is an alternation between the sexual and the asexual form, then it is said to be metagenesis. We can see that an example if we take from the phylum Coelenterata, Obelia. It shows the presence of an umbrella like structure called polyp. It is an asexual body form. It will give rise to the sexual form which is called medusa. Medusa later will again give rise to the asexual form, that is polyp. So, in this manner they alternate with each other, and this is called metagenesis. So, here the first option, alternation of generation, is absolutely right. B, formation of metaphytes, is wrong. Segmentation of body is called metamerism. Last one, jointed appendage, is also the wrong answer. So, option A is the right answer. Let us move on to the next set of questions, students. All mammals without any exception are characterized by, the options are viviparity and enucleate RBC, extra-abdominal testis and a 4-chambered heart, presence of 3 embryonic membranes, that is amnion, allantois and chorion, and the last one, a muscular diaphragm and milk producing glands. Let us concentrate on the question, all mammals without any exception are characterized by. That is, in the given 4 options, we have to look for the option which is mandatorily present in the mammal. So, some of the options may be exception, that is, these characters may not be present in some organisms. So, we have to pick those that will lead to finding the right answer. So, the first option, viviparity and enucleate RBC. Mammals are said to be viviparous, but there are groups. For example, the Monotremata or the Prototheria, which comprises of egg laying mammals. So, that is an exceptional characteristic feature. Enucleate RBC. In animals like camel, we come across RBCs which are nucleated. So, that option is wrong. Extra abdominal testis and a 4-chambered heart. Extra abdominal testis is found in most of the organism, but elephant is an exception for this. In this, the testis is not found in a scrotal sac, rather it is present very close to the kidney. So, that option is also wrong. Next one, presence of 3 embryonic membranes. Now, the egg laying mammals, they do not have the placental membranes. So, this option is also wrong. Then the last option, a muscular diaphragm and milk producing gland, is the right option. So, the presence of a muscular diaphragm divides the cavity of our body into an upper thoracic cavity and a lower abdominal cavity. So, the right answer, option D. The next question, students. Syrinx is the, option A, V-shaped bone, B, food storage part in the digestive system of bird, C, breastbone, D, sound producing organ. V-shaped bone, which is also called the wishbone or the furcula, is actually a V-shaped bone which joins both the pectoral girdles. B, food storage part in the digestive system. It is nothing but crop. Breastbone is called the keel. So, the right answer is option 4 or option D, sound producing organ. A limbless amphibian. Options are Salamandra, Ichthyophis, Buffo and earthworm. Now, in these 4 options, the first 3 options belong to amphibia. The last one, earthworm, is an annelid. So, D can be discarded. From the remaining 3, that is A, B and C, we have to pick the limbless amphibian. Salamandra, it is an organism which belongs to amphibia, but it appears to be like a lizard. That is, it has got 4 legs or 4 limbs are present. So, that is not the right option. Ichthyophis, this particular thing looks like an earthworm, but it is black in color with a yellow lining, a very slimy kind of an organism, but it does not possess any limbs. So, that is actually the right answer. Buffo, what we call toad, it appears to be or it looks like a frog, that also has 4 legs, tetrapoda. That is why that is also the wrong answer. So, the right answer is Ichthyophis. Match the following. Here in column 1, we can see that there is a list of vectors present, and on the other side in column 2, we can see the disease that it carries. What are actually vectors? Organisms which carry or transmit a disease are called vectors. They are not actually the pathogens. They just carry the disease causing organism, and when they transmit this, the pathogen is also carried to a healthy person and the disease is caused. So, here if you observe the options carefully in column 1, we can see that option 1, 2 and 3 all are mosquitoes, different types of mosquitoes. The last option, musca, it is nothing but house fly. So, now let us try to match the vectors with the disease that it carries. Anopheles mosquito, we are very much aware of this. The female Anopheles mosquito is the one which carries the pathogen which causes the disease malaria. Second one, Aedes. This is the mosquito which carries the pathogen which causes the disease dengue. Next, Culex. This is the mosquito which carries the pathogen which causes the disease filariasis. The last one, musca or housefly, it is the one which carries the bacteria of typhoid. So, with this, if you match the vectors present in column 1 with column 2, we will find that option D is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question, students. One of the following group of characteristics is always present in all chordates in one or the other stage of life. If you look at the options, we can see that there are certain features present in each options. Now, here we have to pick the option in which whatever characters are mentioned should be present in one or the other stage of the chordate life. That is, it may be when it is young, that is in the embryonic stage, or it may be in the adult stage, but this feature has to be found to be called a chordate. Let us see one by one the options. Option A, notochord, scales and dorsal tubular nervous system. The next option, gill slits, vertebral column, notochord. Mammary glands, hair, gill slits. The last option, notochord, gill slit and dorsal hollow tubular nervous system. So, here the right option is D. Let me tell you what are the features which are required for an organism to be considered as a chordate. Now, to be a chordate, it needs to show the presence of a dorsally placed hollow nerve cord. Just below that, you can see there is a solid structure present. The solid structure is an unjoined yet flexible kind of a structure called notochord. Then, in the pharynx you can see presence of gill slits. Post-anal in position we can also find tail. Heart is ventral in position. So, these are the most important features, that is presence of dorsally placed hollow nerve cord, between the nerve cord and the alimentary canal a solid notochord, then pharynx should comprise of gill slits, heart should be ventral and a small tail. So, when you consider all these characteristic features, then you will find that option D is the right answer. Dear students, so we have solved some probable questions from Unit 1 or the first 4 chapters of PUC first year. I hope these questions will be very useful for you. Students, keeping these questions as sample, please solve more number of questions and face the exam with full confidence.